Hello and welcome to video 3 in this mini crash course on understanding the basics of sheet music notation. In this video we'll be going through note construction, note durations, so let's get started. Firstly, to create music you'll need the musical alphabet, and as we covered earlier, depending on the clef you're using, the position of these notes will change. However, during this next stage, we'll demonstrate examples using the treble clef. So let's move on to note construction. Music notes are written by a combination of vertical lines known as stems, short curve-like lines known as flags, and filled or outlined circles known as closed or open heads. So we have stems, flags, and heads. Independently, they look like this. Now, as a quick note, flags can appear as short, straight horizontal lines rather than curved lines. However, they represent the same type of note. Now, the combination of stem, flags and heads for a note indicates the note duration. So let's look at the different types of note durations. There are 5 types of note durations that are most commonly used. These are the whole note, which is an open head, a half note, which is an open head with a stem, a quarter note, which is a closed head with a stem, an eighth note, which is a closed head with a stem and a flag, and the 16th note, which is a closed head, a stem with a double flag. Now, the relationship between each note duration is best shown in a hierarchy format. So as we can see, the whole note is at the top holding the longest duration. Now, comparing to other notes, the one whole note is equal to 2 half notes, 4 quarter notes, 8 eighth notes, and 16 16th notes. So now you can sort of see where each note gets its name from. It comes from how many can be fitted into the whole note. Now, all notes have a different beat duration depending on the time signature of the music. So what we're going to go through is each individual note and how they change depending on the time signature. So let's first check out the whole note, which is our master at the top of the hierarchy. So let's first examine it in 4/4 time signature. In time signature 4/4, a whole note will last 4 beats, which will fill the entire bar, as a bar requires 4 beats. Now, it is 4 beats because 4 quarter notes make a whole note, and the time signature /4 is based on the quarter note. However, depending on the time signature, the amount of beats a note can have will change. If the time signature is 3/4, a whole note will not fit into the bar. If the time signature is 5/4, a whole note will fit into the bar with 1 quarter beat remaining. So let's examine it in /8 time signature. So for example, in time signature 12/8, a whole note will last 8 beats because it takes 8 eighth notes to make a whole note, and the time signature /8 is based on the 8th note. A whole note will fit into the bar as there are 4 beats remaining to use out of the 12. Now, having a beat count of less than 7 in a /8 time signature means a whole note will not fit into a bar because a whole note is 8 beats. So let's have a look how it copes in the /2 time signature, which you can probably guess what that's based on now. In time signature 2/2, a whole note will last 2 beats, which will take up the entire bar as a bar requires 2 beats. Now, it is 2 beats because it takes 2 half notes to make a whole note, and the time signature /2 is based on the half note. Now, even though the time signature 2/2 is technically sort of same as 4/4, the beat or the pulse of the song is different. 2/2s are more associated with marches, 1, 2, 1, 2, whereas 4/4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's move on to our next note, which is the half note. Now, regardless of time signature, 2 half notes will always equal a whole note. So let's examine it in the /4 time signature. In time signature 4/4, a half note will last 2 beats because a half note is equal to 2 quarter notes. Therefore, you need 2 half notes to fill the entire bar, as the bar requires 4 beats. If it was 2 beats per bar, a half note would fill the bar. 3 beats per bar would leave 1 quarter note beat remaining, and 5 beats per bar would mean you could use 2 half notes with 1 quarter beat left. So let's have a look at it in the /8 time signature. Now, a half note in 12/8 will last 4 beats because a half note is equal to 4 eighth notes. Therefore, you need 3 half notes to fill the entire bar, as the bar requires 12 beats. Because a half note is 4 beats, anything less than 4 for the top number would mean a half note would not fit in a bar, such as 3/8. 4 beats would mean a half note would fill the bar, and 5 beats would mean there would be 1/8 beat left. So let's have a look at it in the /2 time signature. In time signatures 2/2, a half note will last 1 beat because a half note is equal to 1 of itself. So you'll need 2 half notes to fill the entire bar, as the bar requires 2 beats. So let's move on to the quarter note. And the same rule applies for quarter notes. So 2 quarter notes equals a half note, and 4 quarter notes equal a whole note. So let's see what it does in the /4 time signature. In time signature 4/4, a quarter note will last 1 beat because it is equal to 1 of itself. So you'll need 4 quarter notes to fill the bar, as the bar requires 4 beats. Now, regardless of how many beats there are per bar, a quarter note will always fit perfectly because the beat is based on itself. So 2/4 means 2 beats per bar of itself, 3/4, 3 beats per bar of itself, and 5/4, 5 quarter beats to fill the bar, and so on. So let's examine it in /8 time signature. In 12/8, a quarter note will last 2 beats because a quarter note is equal to 2 eighth notes. You'll need 6 quarter notes to fill the entire bar, as a bar requires 12 beats. Therefore, if there are 3 beats per bar, a quarter note would fit once with an 8th beat left. 4 beats means 2 quarter notes would fit perfectly, and 5/8 means there'd be 1/8 note left after using 2 quarter notes. So let's see what it does in /2 time signature. In time signature 2/2, a quarter note will last half a beat because a quarter note to a half is a half. In other words, you would need 2 quarter notes to make a half note. Therefore, you'll need 4 quarter notes to fill the bar, as the bar requires 2 beats. So hopefully by now, you'll get what I'm driving at when it comes to the relationship between time signatures and note durations. But let's quickly finish off with the 8th and 16th notes. So we turn to the 8th note, and the same principle applies to it as well. So 2 eighth notes equal a quarter note, 4 eighth notes equals a half note, and 8 notes equal a whole note. So in time signature 4/4, an eighth note will last half a beat because 2 eighth notes equal 1/4 note. Therefore, you'll need 8 to fill the entire bar. For example, if we had 2 beats per bar, we'd need 4 eighth notes to fill the bar. If we had 3 beats, we'd need 6. And lastly, if we had 5, we'd need 10 to fill the bar. So in time signature 12/8, an eighth note will last 1 beat because the time signature is based on itself. So you're going to need 12 eighth notes to fill the entire bar. So as you can probably tell, when the time signature is based on itself, it's easy to guess its beat count in a bar. So 3/8 would mean 3 eighth notes to fill a bar, 4/8, 4 eighth notes to fill a bar, and so on. So in time signature 2/2, an eighth note will last a quarter of a beat because an eighth note is 1/4 of a half note. Therefore, you'll need 8 eighth notes to fill the entire bar. It's a bit of a mouthful to say, 8 eighth notes. So lastly, the 16th note. Now 2 16th notes equal 1 eighth note, 4 16th notes equals a quarter note, 8 16th notes equals 1/2 note, and 16 16th notes equals 1 whole note. So in time signature 4/4, a 16th note will last a quarter of a beat because 4 16th notes equals 1/4 note. So you'll need 16 to fill the entire bar. So for example, if we had 2 beats per bar, we'd need 8 16th notes to fill it. If we had 3 beats per bar, you'd need 12 16th notes to fill it. Lastly, if we had 5 beats per bar, we'd need 20 16th notes to fill it. In time signature 12/8, a 16th note will last half a beat because 2 16th notes equals an eighth note. So you'll need 24 16th notes to fill the entire bar. So for example, if we had 3 beats, we'd need 6 16th notes to fill the bar. If we had 4 beats, we'd need 8 16th notes to fill the bar. And lastly, if we had 5 beats, we'd need 10 16th notes to fill the bar. So lastly, let's check out 2/2. A 16th note will last 1/8 of a beat because 8 16th notes equals 1/2 note, which is what the time signature is based on. So you'd need 16 16th notes to fill the entire bar. Now I know that's a lot of information to take in right now, but don't worry, the video is almost done. So let's finish off by quickly looking at a comparison between time signatures so we can see how the beats for each note changes depending on the time signature of the music. So here we have quarter and eighth time signatures side by side. Now in the quarter time signature, /4, a whole note is 4 beats, whereas in the eighth time signature, it is now 8 beats. It is double the amount. And the same goes for the half note. In a quarter time signature /4, a half note is 2 beats, but then in the eighth time signature, it is 4. So each note is worth double the number of beats in an eighth time signature compared to a quarter time signature. And this is because of the relationship between the quarter and the eighth note. 2 eighth notes will always make 1/4 note. Therefore, the count is twice as much. Now let's change the comparison and compare the quarter note to the half note time signature. And as you can see, the opposite here happens. A whole note which had 4 beats in 4 time signature, the quarter time signature, now is only worth 2 beats in the /2 time signature. A half note, which was 2 beats in the quarter note time signature, now is only worth 1 beat in the half note time signature. So each note is now worth half the number of beats compared to the quarter time signature. And this is because of the relationship between the quarter and the half note. A quarter note is half of a half note, therefore the beat count is halved. So that completes video 3 in this mini crash course on sheet music notation. Now it has been a bit of a mouthful with the words, but I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. And if you did, please give me a beautiful thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And when you're ready, click on the next video in the series where we learn how to annotate your music notes.